Welcome back to the Next Brave Step podcast. I am your host, Chelsy Weisz, and today we are diving into the fifth stage of my signature coaching method, the Next Brave Step blueprint. Now, this blueprint is not just a set of ideas or theories, it is a proven system that has worked for hundreds of people all around the world. So, whether you're feeling stuck in a job, struggling with your finances, wanting better health, or maybe even seeking a more fulfilling relationship, this blueprint is designed to guide you through that transformational journey step by step. So, what exactly is the Next Brave Step blueprint? This blueprint is a comprehensive, actionable plan that helps you navigate those significant changes. And it's broken down into 6 key stages. The first stage is the reckoning stage, and this is where you really recognize the need for change and confront the reality of your current situation. The evaluation stage is up next, and this is where you assess where you're at, what's working, what's not working, and decide where it is that you really want to go. Now, the strategy stage is where you develop that clear and actionable plan that's going to get you from where you're at to where you want to go. Massive action, that is what we just talked about last week. It's where you implement that plan and make bold and decisive actions. Today, we're going to be talking about course correcting, and this is where you adjust your strategy as needed in order to stay on track. Next week, we will be talking about receiving and repeating. That's where you embrace your achievements and prepare for continued growth. Now, throughout each of these series, we dove into each and every one of these stages in detail. Our last episode was all about taking massive action, and today we are moving on to the next stage, course correcting. I'm going to be sharing some insights, personal stories, as well as practical tips in order to help you make the necessary adjustments to your strategy to stay on track towards your goals. If you're ready to take control of your life and start your journey towards transformational change, stay tuned. Remember, each brave step that you take brings you closer to the life that you've always dreamed of.
Hello, and welcome to the Next Brave Step podcast, the podcast that's all about turning dreams into action. I'm your host, Chelsy Weisz. Now, this podcast is more than just something to listen to while you fold laundry. Instead, imagine I'm inviting you to join me in my kitchen, a space for genuine and transformative conversations. Here, with the sunlight streaming through the windows, margaritas and homemade guac on the table, we're ready to dive into stories and strategies that don't just inspire you to think about a better life, but give you the tools, motivations to go out there and make it happen. So pull up a chair, let's talk like old friends, and together we'll navigate the journey from turning dreaming into doing, one brave step at a time. Your adventure towards making your dreams a reality starts right here.
Okay, so today we are exploring the fifth stage in our blueprint, and this is course correcting. Now, this stage is all about making those tiny, necessary adjustments to your strategy as you work towards your goals. It's important to understand that course correcting is normal and it's so necessary in part of your journey, and it's not a sign of failure whatsoever. It ensures that you are staying on track and continuing to progress towards your goals. So, to help you through this stage, I've created a workbook, which you can get below in the show notes. This workbook is going to offer some structured guidance, exercises, and tools to help you effectively course correct and help you stay aligned with your goals. So, I want to start off with an analogy. So, imagine that you are on a flight from New York to Los Angeles. Did you know that planes are off course about 90% of the time? Factors like winds, turbulence, and other variables constantly push a plane off of its intended path. However, through continuous adjustments and corrections, the plane does reach its final destination safely. The same principle applies to our personal goals. As we progress, we're going to encounter obstacles, challenges, a lot of those roadblocks that we talked about earlier. They're going to help steer us off course. With regular adjustments and corrections are essential to staying aligned with our goals and ultimately reaching our destination. So, how do we actually course correct? Regular evaluation and adjustments are so critical for staying on track by using course correcting to ensure that your brave step forwards are aligned with your goals. So, this process involves constant check ins and reviews of your progress. One of the best ways you can do this is by doing a daily or monthly goal review. You want to start by reviewing your goals daily. Write them down multiple times a day to help reinforce your commitment. You can also do monthly journaling. So, at the end of each month, journal about your progress, reflect on the success, and maybe some areas that you need to improve on, and make any necessary adjustments. Now, there's some benefits to this. Taking time to reflect on your achievements and your challenges is going to allow you to gain deeper self awareness and understanding. Regular journaling helps us to keep a record of the progress and make it easier to see just how far that you've come and identify some trends over time. It's also going to help with that motivation. We talked a lot about motivation in our last episode. So if you need some tips and tricks and tools to help you stay motivated or maybe even to foster some motivation, check back on the last episode that we just talked about. Acknowledging our success and expressing gratitude can really boost our motivation and our morale, which is going to keep us moving forward. Journaling is also going to help us identify challenges and brainstorm solutions that you can use to overcome obstacles way more effectively. So, how do you use a monthly journaling effectively? I've got some questions that you can use to kind of jumpstart your goals. So the first few questions are all about reflecting on your progress. So what goals did you achieve this month? What steps did you take towards those larger goals? And how did those actions align with your plan? The next thing is to express some gratitude. So what are some things that you're grateful for this month? Who or what contributed to your progress or your well-being? How can you show them appreciation for these contributions? You also want to celebrate your success. So, what are some of the biggest wins of the month? How did you celebrate these success? How did you celebrate these successes? How did these successes bring you closer to your ultimate goal? You also want to acknowledge challenges. So, what obstacles did you encounter? How did you address these challenges? And what lessons did you learn from these experiences? Now that you've gone through all that, it's time to outline your adjustments. I have some questions for you to journal on there as well. These include what areas need to improve, what strategies can you adjust or change, and what new actions or plans will you be implementing in the next month. Another way to course correct is by doing quarterly assessments. This is where you really take inventory and ensure that the goals that you're working on are truly in line with where it is that you want to go with your life. 3 months can be a lot of time. It can be an entire season. You can go from winter to spring, spring to summer, summer to fall, and fall to winter. By doing this every 3 months, you can help stay on track and maintain momentum towards your goals. So, some of the benefits include ensuring that your goals are still meaningful and aligned with your long term vision. You also want to assess how much progress you've made towards your goals and identify areas that need improvement. You can make informed decisions on the strategies and look back at the strategy stage, all of the options that you had mapped out, and maybe choose a new route towards your goals. So, how do you do a quarterly reassessment? The first thing you need to do is set aside some time. Dedicate a specific time each quarter for you to do your reassessment. Treat it as an important meeting with yourself that you can reflect on and plan. Maybe you're going to take yourself on a coffee date or maybe a staycation. What you want to do is you want to look back on those goals that you set. Are they still relevant and important to you? Ask yourself if these goals still align with your long term vision and current priorities. Next, you have the evaluation process. This is where you assess the progress that you've made over the past 3 months. Have you met those milestones? Why or why not? You can use measurable criteria to evaluate your achievements. It's also a great time to reflect on any obstacles or challenges that you faced. What hindered your progress? Consider both internal factors such as lack of motivation or skill and external factors such as market conditions or maybe even unexpected life events. Based on your progress and challenges, determine if you need to adjust strategies. This might involve trying new tactics, reallocating resources, or maybe even shifting your focus altogether. This is a great time to establish new milestones for the next quarter. Remember that these should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Remember, SMART goals, so that you can break down your long-term goals into smaller, manageable tasks that can help you accomplish them over the next 3 months. Finally, you want to create a detailed action plan, once again, to align the steps that you need to take in order to achieve those new milestones. Assign some deadlines and responsibilities to ensure accountability. You really need to make sure that you're being truthful and honest with yourself on the progress and effectiveness of your strategies. An honest self assessment is the key to making a meaningful adjustment. You also might want to consider getting some feedback from a trusted source, such as a mentor, colleague, friends, in order to gain a different perspective on your progress and your strategies. Remember to be flexible. Be open-minded to making significant changes if necessary. Sometimes achieving your goals requires a new approach and a shift in your priority. Acknowledging and celebrating your achievements, no matter how small, and recognizing your progress is really going to help you stay motivated and focused. Now, that quarterly reassessment is really a critical part of staying on track with your goals and helps you to regularly review your progress, evaluate your strategies, and make those necessary adjustments. This helps you to ensure that your efforts are remaining aligned with that long-term vision of yourself. Inside the workbook, there is a guide that's going to help you walk through a monthly assessment and give you all the questions that you need for the journal. So if you haven't already downloaded that workbook, you can get that in the show notes below. I want to share some additional tools that you can use for course correcting. And the first one is a feedback loop. Now, a feedback loop is essential in course correcting. It's where you gather feedback from trusted sources so that you can gain valuable insight and perspectives that you might not have seen on your own. This feedback is going to help you make informed adjustments to your strategy and ensure that you're staying aligned with your goals. Here are some steps to effectively use a feedback loop. First, you want to identify a trusted source. So choose a friend who understands your goals and has your best interests at heart. This can be a mentor, a coach, a colleague, or even a friend or family member who can provide honest and constructive feedback. You're going to ask them some specific questions. So whenever you're seeking feedback, you want to be specific about what you need. For example, ask about the effectiveness of a particular strategy, the quality of work, or any noticeable improvements in the area that you are looking to improve. You need to make sure that you are listening actively. Be open about receiving feedback without becoming defensive. You want to make sure that you're listening carefully about what's being said and consider the points that they're raising, even if they are critical. Then you want to take time to reflect on that feedback. So take some time to reflect on the feedback that you receive. Consider how it aligns with your goals and how it can help you improve. Identify some actionable steps that you can take based on that feedback. Once you've taken some time to reflect, it's time to implement those changes. So use that feedback to make those adjustments. This might involve tweaking your approach, changing tactics, or maybe a reevaluation of your goal altogether. Finally, after making those adjustments and following your feedback source, to let them know how you've implemented their suggestions and maybe even seek back some more feedback. This creates this continuous loop for improvement and refinement. By integrating a feedback loop into your course correcting process, you can ensure that you are making informed decisions that keep you on track towards achieving your goals. Feedback is such a powerful tool for growth and implementing it, so embracing the key components of your journey. Okay, so today we explored the importance of course correcting and some methods for doing that, as well as some tools that are available to help you stay on track. Regular evaluation and adjustments are so critical in achieving your goals. I really want to encourage you to embrace the process of course correcting, as it's really this vital part of your journey. Each adjustment is going to bring you a little bit closer to your desired outcome, just like a plane is constantly readjusting to stay on course. I want you to stay committed to tracking those brave steps forward. In our next episode, we will be discussing our final stage, the receive and repeat stage, and I'm so excited for you to tune into that one. We're going to be celebrating successes and planning for ongoing progress, which is the key to sustained transformation. Don't forget to grab the workbook that goes along with this series. You can grab that down below. It is packed with so many guided exercises, tools to help you adjust your strategies effectively. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on the next episode.
That wraps up today's episode of The Next Brave Step. I've truly enjoyed having you join me on this journey. Here at The Next Brave Step, we don't just talk about our dreams, we take bold actions towards them every day. Stay connected by hitting that subscribe button and dive even deeper with us by becoming part of the Next Brave Step Insiders group on Facebook. Let the insights and energy from today's conversation ignite your next brave step forward. Remember, every small step is a vital part of your incredible journey. So get out there and take that next step forward. You're never alone. I'll be right here cheering you on. I'll see you in the next episode.